time for the trial. Let's go. God, there are barely any of us left now.
Huh?
This isn't everyone, right? Kaido and Kokichi aren't here.
What's the point?
I bet Kokichi's already there.
You bastard.
As the mastermind of the killing game, he's waiting for us to arrive.
No.
We don't know that yet. There's still a chance Kaido's alive.
Do you want to die?
Cut it out. Maki.
Well...
This is a battle between hope and despair. If I show any weakness, like you are, then I know I'll lose to despair. Lose to it, huh?
You don't know?
6 of us will participate. And 1 of us will die after this class trial. Then only 5 will be left. Only 5. That's right. We're the only ones left.
That's obvious.
But we can't lose to despair. Even if we have no future, we need to win. That's the whole point of this class trial. I will defeat Kokichi, no matter what I have to sacrifice. No matter what she has to sacrifice? Are you sure about that, Maki? Is that what you call hope? I know we can't lose to despair, but something's wrong. It doesn't feel right. I wonder what Kaido would say at a time like this. What would he say to us? If it was Kaido... I thought he was going somewhere with that, he did not.
Shuichi!
I understand you don't want to believe it, but Kaido's not here anymore. Thanks, Tsumugi. Yumiko?
It'll be okay.
I'll be on my guard the whole time.
Right.
I'm filled with the combined power of hope and magic right now. You got this, Yumiko. Maki?
You bastard.
I'll defeat Kokichi no matter what I have to sacrifice. We can't lose. I know. Let's go. No matter what Kokichi is scheming, there's no way we can lose. After all, we're students of Hope's Peak Academy. Alright. We did all the dialogue. Remember when there was 13 of those I had to do? I do. Oh boy. We didn't say a word to one another. Silent as a tomb, we stepped into those open doors. Everybody's vacated the right side. We had lost the will to live, knowing what we know about the outside world. But somehow, despite that despair, we had found a new reason to live. To win the battle between hope and despair. But now what do we do? Or now what do we know? We don't know that what hope means to us anymore. What is it? A burden you bear? Kind of. Kinda, yeah. As those thoughts pierced my mind, I suddenly stopped. I can't think about things like that anymore. The only thing I need to think about is survival. This feels different somehow.
That's nice!
Ah, a battle like this takes me back. After all, hope and despair are natural enemies. Yes, this is truly a magnificent theme. Only esteemed works of fiction have themes as magnificent as this.
Why?
Anyway, where's Kokichi? Why isn't he here? Maki was right. The person who should be here isn't. So she's pretty damn sure Kaido's dead. I'll tell you once the trial starts.
What?
What's going on? What are you scheming now?
No.
It doesn't matter what Kokichi is scheming. Man! Bro can't win.
We must do it.
This is the final battle between hope and despair. It all ends here. Kokichi can twist and violate the rules all he likes, but we'll never give up. Hope will never submit to despair. Good on you, Kiba.
Unbelievable.
Oh, for the love of no rules have been violated. Not on my watch, you know.
Shut up.
Hurry up and start. We'll end it with this class trial. We'll defeat the remnants of despair no matter what. So get ready.
Okay.
Yeah, I got it. Now, let's get started. Mix equal parts life and death, add a dash of truth and lies, bake it in fires of conflict. And when it's golden brown and bubbling, you have yourself a truly decadent class trial. And once more, we face the class trial. Was the one who died Kaito or Kokichi? I can't say for certain, but I still believe. Kaito wouldn't die so easily. I don't know why I believe that so strongly. But I will fight to prove it. I'll fight with everyone. To grasp the hope on the other side of this truth, Kokichi and Kaito are both purple instead of green or red. Which, fair, I guess there's really not a color in between the two, other than gray, which I guess would have been appropriate for missing. I'll fight. I will fight in this trial of truth and lies. Would I like to save? Yes. Yes, I would. I got 2 new skills I want to put on. Do I have to buy them? I hope not. What is it? I don't remember what Maki's was. But I remember that Himiko's was Abracadabra. I need that. Saint Miko? Financing. Oh, it's so expensive. I don't think I need that one. Oh, nor could I ever buy that. Delusion, natural liberation, abracadabra. Just let me have it though. Oh, I just have it. It just costs a lot. Oh, I see. Why are they so expensive? 32? I need to knock that down to 36. Which I think that knocking... Yeah. I can only have one. The amount of mana coins. Well, I'm no longer spending those, so I don't think I need that. Eventually the right truth bullet will be shown. Okay.
Ahem! Now then, let's begin with a basic explanation of the class trial. During the trial, you'll present your arguments for who the culprit is and vote for whodunit. Vote correctly, and only the blackened will be punished.
They all have
You pick the wrong person.
They have little question marks. And now I'm surrounded by corpses.
I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and that person will graduate.
Graduation is meaningless here. We already know that. We don't need your rules anymore. We'll find our own reasons to live.
Good job, Kiba.
And we'll do whatever it takes to survive.
Wow! An actual talking robot! I've never seen one of those before.
Seriously?
What happened to Kokichi? Why isn't he here?
Aw, don't make that face, killer. This case has some unique circumstances.
Unique circumstances?
'Cause for this murder, the victim's identity is completely unknown. Given these circumstances, I decided to start off this class trial while the victim is still anonymous. After all, it'd be a shame if I let such a rare opportunity go to waste.
Is that possible? I thought everyone had to participate in the class trial.
Don't worry, the person who's still alive is waiting behind the scenes for their cue. It's all part of the overall production. Anyway, let's get this trial moving!
It's all a show to him.
I guess we have no choice but to start the trial under these conditions.
What's there to even talk about? The Blacken is the mastermind, Kokichi.
Yeah, that's the only thing I can think of too.
It's too soon to decide anything for certain. We don't even know if Kaito was the victim.
How long are you going to say that? The victim is Kaito. End of discussion.
But we need to be absolutely sure. If we don't positively identify the victim,
I feel like I'm not gonna get a lot of help in this
the person will
one.
never show themselves, right?
Before we can identify a suspect, we need to determine who the victim is.
Why are we even talking about something so obvious? What a pain.
Everyone thinks that Kaito's the victim, but I have my doubts. There's a chance he's still alive. If we keep discussing the case, I'm sure we'll see the truth.
The victim has to be Kaito.
Kaito was taken prisoner by Kokichi, so he could have killed him whenever he wanted.
And
Tsumugi's
the
helping.
hydraulic press had his clothes inside.
Kokichi can't be the victim because there's no evidence for it. So the victim must be Kaito.
And the culprit must be Kokichi!
I don't know, Kokichi wasn't wearing his
Feeling
clothes,
this guy today.
which is weird.
Kazing! If only mages could cast revive spells.
Ah, Himiko. There's no evidence that allows us to confirm the victim or the survivor. It's too early to declare who the victim is.
The victim has to be Kaito.
Kaito was taken
Oh.
prisoner by Kokichi,
Oh, look, it's Himiko's thing.
so he could have
Cool.
killed him whenever he wanted.
I like it.
And clothes inside.
No evidence for it.
That one right
So
there.
the victim must
Damn
be
it.
Kaito.
Now we wait. Staring Makis.
Because there's no
Why did I miss?
So the victim must be Kaito.
And culprit must be Kokichi!
This is not a good start.
There's no evidence for it.
that's wrong!
Just don't let me have my thing. Okay, that's fine. I'll cry about it later.
I have evidence that points to Kokichi being the victim. I found this in the hangar.
Is that Kokichi's coat?
Yes, and look here. There are bloodstains on the sleeve. That would indicate that Kokichi suffered an external injury, correct?
Kokichi was injured.
The fact that these were flushed down the toilet implies that they are evidence of a crime.
What about it? Kaito's clothes were in the hydraulic press. As long as we have that evidence, there's no doubt that Kaito was the one murdered.
Well, they were very obviously in the hydraulic press.
Yeah, that's right. It's one of those irrefutable evidence thingies.
Ever since she found that body in the hangar, Maki's insisted that it's Kaito's. But why is that? I thought we had an understanding. I thought she'd want to believe he's still alive. Either way, it seems Maki's hung up on his clothes. In that case, I need to demonstrate the flaw in relying on that evidence. If I do that, I think she'll realize that there is a chance that Kaito is alive.
Actually, there's something bothering me about the clothes found in the hydraulic press.
Hmm? What about them?
Something peculiar about those. Something peculiar. Is it the sleeve?
why was only the sleeve sticking out of the hydraulic press?
And the right one at that.
If Kaito had been crushed by the press, the sleeve shouldn't have been empty. There should have been an arm inside the sleeve as well. So the fact that we found an empty sleeve should...
Shall I kill that logic?
Huh?
You're dumber than I thought if I have to go out of my way to explain it to you. If you can't even see that, then be quiet. Otherwise, you're just annoying me.
What do we got?
The coat sleeve sticking out of the hydraulic press is rather telling. It couldn't have been anyone else but Kaito. If you can't see that, then you weren't looking hard enough.
I wasn't looking hard enough. What do you mean?
He always dressed himself in a rather odd manner. He never put his arms through his coat sleeves. So when the hydraulic press crushed him, all that stuck out was his coat sleeve.
Well, yeah, but it was still the wrong
You
one.
understand to be quiet already. Otherwise, you're getting in the way.
Monkey's claim appears solid, but I know it's not. She's wrong. I can't conclude he's dead on that evidence.
He always dressed himself in a rather odd manner. He
Yeah,
never put his arms
it's the wrong coat. Sure, why not? Wrong sleeve.
Oh, cut
Yeah.
through your words. Yes, it's true. Kaito never put his arm through his sleeve. But that was just his right arm. He wore his left sleeve normally. And the left sleeve was the one we found outside the press. Knowing how Kaito wore his coat, that's awfully strange, isn't it?
Then maybe neither of his arms were through the sleeves.
Huh?
It's a possibility. In the end, your reasoning is full of holes. Stop getting in my way. I have to defeat Kokichi.
Maki, what's really going on? It seems you've made up your mind that Kaito is definitely dead. But why would you do that?
It's like Maki said, though. Kaito's gotta be the victim. Because if Kokichi, the mastermind, was dead, the killing game would be over.
Yeah, that's true.
Monokuma, hurry up and bring Kokichi here. We already know who the victim is.
Huh? Already? You sure it's not too soon?
We need the suspect present, now that he's the subject of our discussion.
Gotcha. I guess I'll bring him out now. Hey, Mr. Suspect! That's your cue!
They're in an exocell. I see.
An exisal?
What? Why is an exisal here?
And why is it behind Kaito's picture?
Haha, whoops, my bad. Seems like I gave you guys a scare, huh?
I see. What's this?
Is that Kaito's voice?
Kaito?
There was a lot going on, so I just hid in an exisal and kinda dozed off. And that's why I'm so late. Anyway, what's going on, guys?
Oh, hold on. Then the one that died wasn't Kaito.
Stupid! That was just a lie!
Then you're behind the wrong picture and you need to move. Oh, he's moving. Thank you.
You guys thought I died? I would never! No way!
Kokichi?
I'm gonna live till I die. I'm gonna laugh instead of cry.
Wow, that's old. How old are you?
I thought as much. Your appearance right now is fit for a lowly asshole like you.
You're making me blush. You're getting so angry over me.
Is that really you, Kokichi?
That's right, Crackerjack.
Seriously, how old are you?
Then why are you hiding in there? Show yourself.
Oh, this is more for self-defense. Little Miss Cranky Pants would kill me if I showed myself. I understand how you guys must feel. You can't believe it because I'm like this, right? That's what I thought. In that case, I brought evidence.
Evidence?
Ta-da! The video camera. It was in the warehouse, but I brought it to the hangar, just in case. Man, that was a smart move. Thanks to this, I filmed it so everyone could see it clearly. The moment the victim died.
What did you say?
Alrighty then. Let's watch this shocking moment. Hey, Monokuma. Can you connect the video camera to the monitor?
Roger that!
Monokuma grabbed the camera from the exit cell, hooked it up to the courtroom's monitor, and played the tape for us. Kinda damning.
Huh? Kaito?
This is terrible. Why would something like this?
I saw it through my fingers. The moment Kaito was crushed. I'm gonna...
By the way, I'd like to add that this footage has not been doctored in any way. This video camera only has the basic functions. Just the play, record, and pause buttons, so you can't edit after filming it.
But you can edit during filming it. All you have to do is pause it and then resume it later. I do that all the time with this recording we're currently watching, in case I have to walk away or something.
And of course, I didn't upload it to a computer to edit it either. Right, Monokuma? Oh, you can talk. Your answer is necessary for a fair discussion.
I see. If it's necessary for a fair discussion, then I will answer.
If the game is to not die, being selected as the murderer and taking credit for it does not make sense. Because we will then vote, they will die. And we will go on, irrelevant of whether they're sitting in an exocell or not. So, logically, that cannot be the case.
No trace of that footage was found on any of the computers inside the academy.
See? If it wasn't connected to any computer, then editing the footage would be impossible. Which means this footage is 100% real.
If that's the case, then it would seem our suspicions can be lifted. The body we found inside the hangar, crushed in the hydraulic press, is definitely Kaito.
Murder video has been recorded in the monopad. Why wasn't he wearing his jacket, though? I mean, it had a wound on it, right? That same sleeve? Wait. Where's my thing? Why isn't his sleeve? Why he no bloody? If he got shot through his left arm, as it's saying there, for his coat, then there should be blood on his other thing. But there's also no blood on his coat. Was that really him?
Poor Kaito. I can't believe he died such a horrible death. I can't believe he died with his guts and his brain splattered all over that machine.
Stop it! Now I'm starting to not feel well.
Yukiko, you sounded a little excited.
That's probably because I used my magic to transfer all my barf over to you.
Hehe.
I joke, but the thought of it...
Why? Why was Kaido killed? Kokichi had no reason to kill him. He had just told us all that he was the mastermind and that the killing game was over. So what would he gain by killing Kaido?
It looks like you finally believe that I'm the one in this exasol.
Yes. With that, we can definitively say that the culprit is... you.
Huh? Why?
You filmed the moment the victim died, which means you were present at the scene. As the person who filmed this footage, you're the only one who could be the culprit.
But if the culprit shot the video, why would they go out of their way to show it?
Oh man, you got me! Yeah, I'm the culprit.
What?
Jeez, I totally dug my own grave. Here's the truth. I decided to participate in this trial in an exasol after I killed Kaito. Of course, it was mostly to make the victim unknown, to jazz up this trial. I took that footage for proof so I could reveal it after you guys get the correct answer. But I totally spaced out. I wasn't supposed to show it right away.
So does that mean you admit to the crime?
Oh, man. I dug my own grave again? Well, I don't think you guys will believe any of the excuses I make now. So, I give up.
You're giving up? Does that mean it's been decided?
Is it okay that this trial was so short?
That's fine. We knew from the very start that Kokichi was the killer. But before we vote, I want to say something to Kokichi. You may be the mastermind, but I won't let you escape after you violated the rules. That would desecrate the killing game Junko Enoshima created, right? Your beloved Junko Enoshima.
Junko?
Whatever. It's voting time now. Let's go before Kokichi changes his...
No, hold on a second. This isn't right. The culprit comes in, confesses to the crime, and the trial ends? That's not how this goes. That doesn't sound like the kind of game Kokichi or Monokuma or Junko would play.
What if the mastermind got tired of it? The remnants of despair were like that.
No, if they were tired of it, they wouldn't have put all that effort into the video. There would have been no need for this class trial in the first place. Something's not right. We need to get a better feel for this situation. I think Kokichi has some sort of plan. He's trying to trap us.
Trap us? Are you saying Kokichi isn't the culprit? Then, are you suggesting one of us is the culprit?
It does make more sense. What?
If it's not Kokichi, then the culprit must be one of us.
One of us?
That's not possible!
No, I didn't say that. I was just saying it's dangerous to trust Kokichi.
Shuichi is so distrusting. But it's exactly like Shuichi said. I'm actually not the culprit.
Seriously?
What? But that contradicts what you said previously.
Yuppers, that was a lie. Sorry, I lied again. The real culprit of this case is super bad at hiding themselves, so I thought I could help. I pretended to be the culprit by using the footage. It made the game more interesting, too.
Are you serious?
What's the truth and what's a lie? I don't know anymore.
It's fine, because Kokichi is the culprit. He killed Kaito. No matter how much he deceives us, it won't change our minds. The footage shows he did it. Kokichi has to be the only option.
The only option. Is that really true? Are we just going to leave it at that? Something's wrong.
There's no doubt that Kokichi is the culprit. We all saw that footage from earlier, right?
Kaito got crushed to death. What a horrible video.
Whoever committed that crime, was with Kaito in the hangar.
Which just leaves Kokichi then.
Then the culprit is...
Kokichi Oma, the mastermind of this entire killing game. And Kaito's killer.
Kokichi killed Kaito with the hydraulic press. That's the consensus right now. But is that even possible?
There's no doubt that Kokichi is the culprit.
Safety. Oh yeah, safety
You all
function.
saw that footage from earlier, right?
Kaito got crushed to death.
Hold on. That shouldn't be possible.
That's wrong! The safety function would make it impossible to kill Kaito with the press.
A safety function.
Yes, it was written on the safety precautions. The hydraulic press will automatically stop if its infrared sensor detects a living organism.
So they could have already been dead.
So the hydraulic press won't move at all if there's a living person under it?
Which is why it couldn't have been used to kill Kaito.
Which means it's more likely that Kaito was crushed after being killed by some other means.
So what we saw in that video, he was already dead by then?
But you could disable the infrared sensor of the safety function with an electro bomb.
No, I don't think Kokichi would use an electro bomb for that purpose. It would have taken down the hangar's alarm system and the Exosol's remote control.
It would have put Kokichi at a significant disadvantage.
But you can't be too sure I wouldn't do that. I'm the type who would do anything for fun.
Also, we don't have any evidence of a different murder method other than the hydraulic
No, we do. I have a plausible theory for the murder.
What?
There is a clue that suggests the victim was killed before being crushed. I found it somewhere around the hydraulic press. Are you talking about the dragging?
This is it! There was a swipe pattern bloodstain in the hangar, suggesting a body was dragged. The bloodstain goes from the bathroom all the way to the press.
Oh, that was the restroom where Kaito was being held, wasn't it?
Bloodstains were also found inside the bathroom. That can't be coincidence.
So Kaito was killed in the restroom, then dragged to the press and crushed?
If the bloodstain even was Kaito's.
What?
We only guessed that Kaito was killed in the bathroom. Since his body was crushed, we'll never know if Kaito died some other way.
We might not be able to examine the body, but we do have evidence that suggests a cause of death. The bolt hole.
There! The small hole on the sleeve of Kaito's coat is the key to his cause of death.
The small hole? No. There is no way that hole's got anything to do with the weapon. I'll hit you with my everything you buy will go on sale the next day curse.
I've dealt with worse.
Himiko, what's wrong? Why are you freaking out all of a sudden?
Because she delivered Kaito the crossbow.
I'm not freaking out. I'm just saying it's impossible for the weapon to be that small.
No, it's not. And I can show you. The weapon that left that small hole in his sleeve. The crossbow. Wherever it is.
This is it! I believe the weapon was the crossbow found in the bathroom.
A crossbow arrow would certainly leave a hole that small. Can we then conclude that Kaito was shot with that crossbow? If so, that crossbow just might be the actual murder weapon used to kill Kaito.
I see. It's so surprising that a crossbow is the murder weapon.
Seriously, Himiko, what's wrong?
She probably needs to pee. Anyway, about Kaito getting shot. If that was his cause of death, then I wonder who shot him with the crossbow. Well, I already know, but I won't tell you.
He's just playing with us.
Then let's show him that playtime is over. Let's show him that the students of Hope's Peak Academy will never submit to despair.
Hope? Despair?
Seems awfully confused for a mastermind. Bloodstained crossbow,
I wonder who
arrows.
shot Kaito with the crossbow. What a mystery, right guys?
Who else but you could have done it?
The shot would need to be fired
Back.
from inside the hangar to hit Kaito.
We couldn't go in the hangar. The alarm system and electric barrier were in the way.
If we couldn't go in the hangar, and Kokichi had been in there, then he must be the one.
I see, so I'm the culprit.
Kaito would have been in there, but the murder weapon was a crossbow. Knowing that, we should be able to visualize the murder.
I wonder who shot Kaito with the crossbow.
Bathroom window.
What a mystery, right guys?
Who else but you could have done it?
The shot would need to be fired from inside the hangar to hit Kaito.
Yeah, I guess they could have got him from the window.
That's wrong! Even without going in the hangar, it was possible to land a shot with a crossbow. There was a window in the bathroom of the hangar. Maybe it wasn't possible to get in, but you could have shot through the window. And remember that Kaito was confined to the bathroom.
So if they shot Kaito through the window, they could have killed him in the hangar. Which means the murder suspect list grows to 6 people, including me!
What did you say?
But put plainly, that means
It seems Shuichi wants to make one of us the culprit. Is that it? Is that what a detective does?
Huh?
Maki, friendly fire.
Do detectives always accuse people, even when they're friends? It seems like it. You suspected Kaito in the previous class trial, too. You're always suspicious of your friends.
What's wrong, Maki? You seem like you're kind of on edge.
Of course I am. When we said we would defeat the remnants of despair, someone got in our way.
No, you don't understand. I'm not trying to...
It doesn't matter how much you get in my way. I will absolutely defeat Kokichi. I won't let despair escape. I won't let it win.
Now, let's stop this boring fight and continue on with the not-so-boring trial. So we all agree that the murder could be done by anyone and not just me, right?
That might be true, but I didn't know about the window.
Neither did I.
Really, Himiko? What's the matter? You've been weird since we mentioned small holes.
What? Are you after my small hole too?
See? Now that's definitely weird.
Look at it this way. Just because the culprit could be anyone, not everyone is a suspect. We can pretty much narrow it down to anyone who knew about the crossbow.
I never knew about any crossbows.
Himiko, you're fighting too hard.
In other words, I'm not suspicious. There's no way you can consider me.
It does concern me that Himiko went to the hangar last night.
Whoa, really? You went to the hangar, Himiko?
Yes, she did. I definitely saw her.
You were watching me?
It's awfully suspicious that you went to the hangar last night. Okay, then the culprit is Himiko.
Wait! Don't say it's me! Maki's more suspicious than I am.
What?
That crossbow came from your research lab, right? You could have gotten that crossbow whenever you wanted.
Anyone could have gone to her research lab, though. She's not the only suspect.
I don't know about that. She's definitely the most suspicious. Even if you make that scary face at me, I'm not gonna get scared.
Because if you start panicking, then we'll know that you're the culprit.
I said I'm not the culprit! I swear! Kokichi's the suspicious one! Maki too! They're both the culprits!
Why am I a suspect? Anyone could have entered my research lab.
Yeah, I'll admit that I'm suspicious. Okay, maybe I am the culprit. Maybe I'm the culprit!
Culprit!
Himiko's panicking.
I went to the hangar
Number one
because
suspect, because I was in the hangar.
I was only replenishing my magic.
What do you mean
not
replenishing your
crossbow.
magic?
There's a good magic source around there. So I went
Then
there
who
I'm the
empty-handed.
number one suspect.
Kokichi
And I
did
left
The one who
empty
shot
handed.
Kaito.
We should look at the inconsistencies in her testimony. There's a lie there somewhere. It's definitely Himiko.
Because I was in the hangar.
It's Kibo's account.
crime scene.
My magic.
What do you
Did
mean
not come from
replenishing
me.
your magic?
There's a good
Anyone
magic
could
source
have gotten
around
it from your
there.
research lab.
So I went
Then
there
who
empty-handed.
actually-
The number one suspect.
Kokichi did it.
I'm the one who shot Kaito.
She didn't go there empty-handed.
Number one suspect. 'Cause I
Stop
was in
yelling,
the hangar.
Kokichi.
If
I was
you
only
are the
replenishing
culprit,
my magic.
What do you mean
then
not
explain the
replenishing your
crossbow.
magic?
There's a good magic source around there.
Matter at all.
So I went
Then
there
who
I'm the
empty-handed.
number one suspect.
Kokichi did it.
I'm the one who shot Kaito.
I went to the hangar
Number one
because-
suspect. Because I was in the hangar. Suspect.
No. Whap. There we go.
I heard it.
You said that you went to the hangar empty-handed, but that
What are you talking about? It's not a lie.
but Kibo saw you. He said you were headed toward the hangar carrying a large black bag.
yes, Himiko was definitely carrying a large black bag.
No, that was probably Tsumugi cosplaying as me.
You know I can't cosplay as someone unless they're a fictional character.
Himiko, this is the bag you were carrying, isn't it?
That's the crossbow case.
There's no mistake. That is the bag I saw Himiko carrying.
What? Hold on. Himiko went to the hangar with a crossbow?
Uh-oh. Well, it's decided then.
Someone made a mistake somewhere.
Wait, that's wrong. I just brought it there. I didn't shoot it. It's the truth. Please believe me.
You're right. I believe you. Himiko is totally telling the truth.
Thanks for the confirmation.
Not you. If you believe me, it makes me look like I'm lying.
That is true. But can we really trust Himiko here? She was acting very suspiciously. I don't think they're cut out for clandestine things.
I'm not the culprit.
Yeah, I totally agree.
I only carried the case.
Yep, that's true too.
And I didn't even use the crossbow.
I agree.
Another true statement.
And that's all. I didn't do anything else in the hangar.
100% exactamundo.
Why does this all sound so fishy?
Ah, 'cause Kokichi won't shut up. Get out of my head, Kokichi!
Hit Kaido with the crossbow, you'd have to be fairly good with it. Could she have done this? That's the question.
I'm not the culprit.
It is the crossbow.
Yeah, I totally agree.
I only carried the case.
I need to agree with her
That's true too.
on the blue thing.
And I didn't even use the crossbow.
No, come back. I need to shoot you. I missed. I missed twice.
Another true
Damn it. I'll get it this time for sure. No.
Another true statement.
Why?
That's all.
I'm just gonna aim for the part that's swiveling. Just shoot yous.
I agree. I don't think Himiko used the crossbow. More accurately, she couldn't use it.
Couldn't use it? Why not?
Too short to see over the window.
The crossbow inside this case was disassembled. Kaito and I learned how to assemble the crossbow from Maki, so we could have done it. But I don't believe someone without the proper training could have assembled it.
Well, what if Maki taught Himiko how to assemble the crossbow?
She didn't teach me that. Right, Maki? What's wrong? Are you mad about before? Sorry. I thought they were gonna suspect me, so I lied.
I really have to question your morals if you're blaming Maki for your lie, Himiko.
I don't think you're allowed to say something like that.
I'm sorry, Maki. Please, can you tell them the truth?
Fine. I'm not going to lie. I didn't teach Himiko how to assemble the crossbow. She couldn't have used it.
See? I told you! It's just like I said. Everyone who suspected me needs to apologize right now!
She changed back so fast. I think I might have whiplash now.
Then, why did you bring the crossbow to the hangar, Himiko?
I was asked to.
Asked to? Perhaps the person who asked was... Kaito.
That's it! Was it Kaito?
Huh? Kaito?
Only Kaito or Kokichi would have asked for a crossbow to be brought to the hangar. Because Kaito knows how to assemble the crossbow, he certainly could have used it. Knowing that, I can't imagine that anyone else would have asked Himiko.
I do not think she would bring it at Kokichi's request.
Of course not. Why would I ever listen to Kokichi?
Cause I know you like me.
Nuh-uh! I hate you!
Ah.
But I like you.
Hey, don't play with Himiko's heart.
But to think that Kaito asked Himiko to do that. Maybe Kaito is trying to keep the promise we made yesterday. Don't you worry, I'll do something about all this. That's a promise. All you guys are working so hard, so I can't just sit back and relax.
But why were you keeping that a secret, Himiko?
Well, Kaito sorta asked me to keep it a secret. And then Kaito died and I got scared. I thought it was gonna be next.
You're the worst for trying to pin the blame on Maki just for that reason. Maki, teach this dumb monkey the true terror of human beings.
Don't bully the person you like.
This is way beyond bullying a grade school crush.
Himiko, when exactly did Kaito ask you to do this?
I think it was around evening yesterday. I was so nervous about fighting Kokichi, I couldn't get to sleep. So I took a walk near the hangar, and that's when Kaito called out to me. I got startled and wet myself a little, and then he asked me to get him a crossbow.
Whoever wrote for Himiko decided that they needed to have a specific thing that they just kept doing, and I don't understand why they did that.
That one part was, you know what? Never mind.
Correct, Tsumugi. It was unnecessary.
So if Kaito asked for a crossbow, does that mean he was going to kill Kokichi?
No, he said it was to disable Kokichi. I wouldn't have helped him otherwise. I trusted Kaito and took a crossbow from Maki's lab.
That's when I witnessed Himiko.
But then, what did Kaito do after he had the crossbow?
I don't know. I just handed him the crossbow, then went right back to the dorms.
So how did Kaito end up shot?
Presumably, Kaito tried to attack Kokichi, only to be disarmed of the crossbow. And then, Kokichi returned fire and shot Kaito. That sequence of events seems logical.
No, it happened a little differently. Both Kaito and Kokichi shot the crossbow.
And there's proof of that. 2 holes in Kokichi, 1 hole in Kaito, but which one do you actually want me to pick? The fact that there are 3 shots? What evidence shows that Kaito shot Kokichi's clothes, right?
This is it! Remember that when we found Kokichi's clothes, there were holes in the back and sleeve. The same kind of hole that was found in Kaito's coat.
Kokichi was shot by the crossbow too?
And it was Kaito who shot him, right?
I'm not sure. I don't remember anything like that.
You don't remember whether or not you were shot?
There is no doubt that they shot each other with the crossbow, but...
It doesn't matter.
Huh?
It doesn't matter what happened in between. In the end, Kokichi killed Kaito.
Maki's been acting strangely. But why? Does she know something? If so, what does she know?
Maybe Maki's right. It doesn't matter what happened in the middle. 'Cause in the end, there's no mistake that Kokichi killed Kaito.
Then let's hurry up and vote.
No, it's too soon. There are still mysteries.
Who cares about that? We already know who the culprit is.
You sure about that?
Huh?
What? Now he's joining in?
As the one running this trial, it bothers me when anyone says mysteries don't matter. It affects the overall entertainment value, so I encourage you to really think about things. After all, there should be some mysteries that still matter. For example, is Kokichi really inside that exisal? Stuff like that.
What?
What are you saying? We already finished that discussion a while ago.
Kokichi's gotta still be alive since the killing game's still going. His voice is even coming from the exisal and everything.
But we heard it speak in Kaito's voice earlier, didn't we?
Why are you being so helpful, Monokuma?
Yeah, don't rely on that. After all, this exisal has a voice changer.
It what?
Ha! 'Cause of that, nobody realizes I'm pretending to be Kokichi. But no more! Sorry for the wait, guys! The luminary of the stars has arrived. This time for real.
What? What's going on?
I told you, I'm Kaito. I was just pretending to be Kokichi is all. There's a bit of a situation going on, so I didn't really have a choice. Sorry about tricking you guys like that. My bad.
Huh? So Kaito's in there after all?
Don't be stupid. How many times are you going to be tricked by him? That's Kokichi pretending to be Kaito.
Hey now, Maki Roll. Don't you believe me?
Don't ever call me that!
Whoa there, chill. You really think I'm Kokichi? I mean, I guess I understand. Sorry, I can't really get out of this thing right now.
Why not?
I can't move because of the injury I got from Kokichi. It's so bad I can't even stand. That's why I'm in this exisal.
Is that so?
You got shot in the arm.
But if you guys don't believe me, then we can't move on. So, you're up, Shuichi.
What? Me?
Explain to everyone how I wasn't the one that died.
Kaido's alive after all. Now, maybe that's just what I want to believe? Is that really true? What story does the evidence tell? And does that story end with Kaido or Kokichi being the victim? I need to give a well-reasoned answer to that question, and soon. I can't look away from the truth. The victim of this case is... Kokichi. Most of the evidence we have now shows that Kaido's the victim. What's the matter? Gotta say it with confidence. Okay, sure. I'm trying, but I can't think of anyone other than Kaido. Most of the evidence we have points to him.
Hey, what's the matter, Shuichi? Just hurry up and tell everyone why I'm not dead. Should be easy.
No, I won't. Because you're not Kaito. Kaito is already dead.
Despair will never die! Good, good! This is already more entertaining! Now, the Ultimate Academy is proud to present its very own more phenomenal trial grounds! All right, let's give it everything we've got!
One moment. Okay. See, I just did the thing where I had to pause the video and then I resumed it. And if you do something like, you know, lock the camera, make it to where there's not background music at that particular point in time, you can do a lot of splices that way and nobody can notice.
I suspect that Kaito is inside the exisal.
I agree.
But he said that he can't leave the exisal because he's injured.
Is it possible that Kokichi got crushed instead of Kaito?
But there was an arrow hole on Kokichi's shirt.
Alright, Maki, you ready?
I want to believe Kaito is still alive and defeated the mastermind, but
Why are you so opposed to Kaito being alive?
Because it would mean that Kaito's the mastermind. I want to believe that he's alive too, but that video is definitive. We have nothing to counter it. Damn that exisal, why would he confuse us like this?
I suspect that Kaito is inside the exisal.
Yep.
I got this! Unless he comes out of the exisal, we can't confirm that.
he said that he can't leave the exisal because he's injured.
Maki!
Anyone who knows about Kaito's injury can make that claim.
Is it possible that Kokichi got crushed instead of Kaito?
Maki!
Did you watch the footage? Kaito was the one who got crushed.
But there was an arrow hole on Kokichi's shirt.
I got this! Kaito's clothes had arrow holes too.
I want to believe Kaito is still alive and defeated the mastermind, but
Maki!
The mastermind is still alive. Inside that exisal.
Why are you so opposed to Kaito being alive?
I got this! Because the evidence doesn't support the claim that Kaito is still alive.
Hit the buttons. Remember where X is?
This is our answer.
I don't want to believe it. In a way, I still can't. But the evidence shows that Kaito must be the one who died. I hate it. I hate it so much. But it's the truth.
You know, I'm glad that they kept the characters 2D sprites instead of making them 3D. because, like, another game that this publisher has put out, the Zero Escape series. The first game had super solid 2D sprites. And then the second and third games, they just had a 3D model do everything. And, well, whereas the Exisal back there does look pretty good, it's doing weird things that would be distracting. And also, just like, it looks pretty good, but it doesn't look as good as sprite work. Like 2D drawing, you know? My opinion maybe, but still.
I see. If that's the conclusion you've arrived at, Shuichi, then there must be no mistake.
Then the one here is...
Looks like I messed around too much.
Sorry, that was just a little joke.
Me or Himiko is gonna get hurt by that shit. Start walking around.
What a sick joke!
You're still an asshole.
True, and I can't forgive him. But we still need to stay calm, be rational. Because we need to get to the truth of Kaito's death.
Yeah! Just keep calm and carry on!
Why are you saying that? What part of that was calm?
Getting back on topic, why don't we examine the crossbow a little more closely? I think we need to get all the facts straight, so we don't fall for any more lies.
I agree, but... What do you think, Maki?
Fine.
Okay, let's discuss that then.
Why are you acting like you're in charge of things?
So if we assume that Kaito and I shot each other with the crossbow, then the most efficient way to solve this is to set up a timeline of events.
Hey, I said, why are you...
Alrighty then, let the debate begin!
So there were 3 bolts. Kokichi got shot in the back and in the arm. Kaito got shot in the arm, and we're saying that that bolt took him down? Really?
When the crossbow fired,
I guess poison is a factor.
what was even going on?
As if you need to ask, you were there!
The crossbow was in Kaito's possession first. He probably fired the first shot at Kokichi too.
Then Kokichi disarmed Kaito, took the crossbow, and returned fire.
I didn't take the crossbow from Kaito. I secretly brought a different one!
Right. There's only one
But
back
only
missing.
one crossbow was taken.
Thank you, Maki.
The other 2 are still in my research lab.
Still, only one arrow was fired.
No.
So how could they both shoot each other?
By the way, crossbow shots hurt a lot.
I'm sure.
My mind is still aching something fierce.
You have more than one. What was that just now? I feel like that goes against the information.
When the crossbow fired,
Himiko.
The crossbow was in Kaito's possession
And it is
first.
correct.
He probably fired the first shot at Kokichi too. Then Kokichi disarmed Kaito, took the crossbow, and returned fire. I didn't take the crossbow from Kaito. I secretly brought a different one.
But
Only one crossbow was taken. The other 2 are still in my research lab.
Still, only
One arrow was fired.
Pew.
That's wrong! Wait, Himiko. What do you mean, one arrow?
Well, I only gave Kaito one arrow, so...
What?
Are you positive?
Of course! There's no way I got that wrong!
Well then, that's strange, because... there were 3 arrows in the bathroom, remember?
3? I know I only gave him one! Kaito even told me to only bring him one. He said he wanted to avoid fighting.
There were 3 arrows at the scene, but Himiko said she only brought 1. What's going on here? And we also need to figure out who brought the poison.
Maybe Kokichi had some hidden away?
Why would Kokichi have 2 arrows when he didn't have a crossbow to fire them?
But we know for certain that 3 arrows were recovered from the scene. And all 3 arrows had blood on them.
And altogether, their clothes had 3 perforations in them. So we know for certain that they shot 3 arrows at each other.
Unless they were playing a, you know, rip the bolt out, somebody else picks it up. Where'd those arrows come from? I don't think that Himiko is lying. There must be some angle to this we haven't considered yet. What could have happened? Think. I need to think. Oh yay, psych taxis are found. Fuck. Here we go. Woohoo! An exhilarating start. Oh man. I missed the surfing one. From the second game. Nope, I can't drift it. Okay. Meow. How many arrows did Himiko give to Kaito? I believe her, just the one. Somebody else gave the other 2, right? Meow. 4 lanes. Wow. So many different options. This is 1, right? Yeah. So many letters. Damn it. Hoi. There's someone who this is the favorite part of the game for. It's just not me. Oh no, there's a Monokuma back there. Shit. Where are all the arrows inside the hangar from the start? Define start. I'm gonna have to say no and see what happens. Because if we say start is when Himiko gave the thing to him. No? Okay, good. Next question. Bing. Bong. Man, is this the we have Mario Kart at home option? Because if so, I think I understand why Nintendo thinks that they can sell it for 90 bucks. Who brought the 2 arrows? Somebody else. A third party.
Could it be that the additional arrows were brought in by a third party?
A third party? So someone besides Kokichi or Himiko?
That's just a guess, though. There's no way a third party exists.
Why not?
If a third party did exist, why would they bring 2 arrows?
Kaito was the only one with a crossbow. I made sure I handed it to him.
Kaito said he only needed 1 arrow. Clearly, he didn't want to fight.
Yeah, that's right.
So the other 2 arrows weren't for Kaito. They were for the third party to use themselves.
So the third party didn't hand the arrows through the window. Instead, they went into the hangar and shot the crossbow themselves?
Impossible. There was an alarm system and an electric barrier around the hangar.
Yeah. That hangar should have been completely closed off, right?
It was completely closed off, but can we confirm that an Exisal could get in and out if it wanted? And there was that spent electro hammer I feel like there might be another way. Some way out we haven't figured yet. I'm thinking I'm overlooking something. Think. What method did the third party use to enter the hangar? Ah, God. X assault. Perfect. X. I. S. A. Hate that minigame.
I see now. That's it. The exisal. The exisal could be used to enter the hangar. We couldn't get in because of the alarm system and the electric barrier. But that shouldn't have been a problem for any of the exisals, right? So if you wanted to enter the hangar, all you had to do was pilot an exisal.
All you had to do. Wrench control the most dangerous machine.
I saw an exisal enter the hangar last night. So was this third party piloting it?
By the way, I just want to confirm something with Monokuma. Would the alarm still go off if there was a person inside an exisal?
Well, I wasn't trying to keep this secret, but since it's about the details of the hangar, I guess I can tell you guys. It makes sense that the alarm system and electric barrier wouldn't react to an exisal. After all, the hangar is where the exisals are supposed to be stored. It'd be a hassle to disable the security every time an exisal comes and goes, you know? So even if someone is inside an exisal, the security system wouldn't catch them. Because it'd be a hassle to leave the exisal every time you have to put it away.
So it's like Shuichi said? A third party got in an exisal and entered the hangar?
But can just anyone pilot an exisal?
Well, Kokichi,
It's surprisingly easy. If you use both hands, both feet, and both nipples, you can do it.
Involved?
Nipples too!
Anyway, this third party commandeered an exisal and infiltrated the hangar. That same person must have brought the other two arrows with them.
I told you that's impossible.
Huh?
There's no way you can get through security if you pilot an exisal. It's not possible.
What? Not possible.
Maki, what are you talking about? What are you thinking? What do you know? Why are you trying to hide it? Why? Why won't you tell me?
if someone was piloting the exisal, they could have used it to enter the hangar.
That's not possible.
Is operating the exisal really that difficult?
Do we even know how to get inside an exisal? Outside the hangar, there were 4 exisals. And they were all moving too.
I was controlling them remotely.
Electro hammers weren't an option. Yesterday, all the hammers were still recharging.
There's no way to stop an exisal. So getting inside one would have been impossible.
You're right, it's impossible.
It's not impossible. There is only one way to stop an exisal, and I have to show them.
If someone was piloting the exisal, they could have used it to
The
enter
hammer.
That's not possible.
Is operating the exisal really that difficult?
Do we even know how to get inside an exisal? Outside the hangar, there were 4 exisals. And they were all moving too.
I was controlling them remotely.
Electro hammers weren't an option. Yesterday, all the hammers...
Not all of them.
That's wrong! Wait, not all of the electro hammers were being charged. I know because I found one. There was a used electro hammer near Monokuma and the Exosols.
That electro hammer used by the third party? Maybe they used it to disable an Exosol.
Yes, I think so. When I saw them last afternoon, there were 4 Exosols. But this morning, there were only 3.
I noticed that too. Was the missing Exosol taken by this third party?
Shuichi is getting warmer. How about you say the answer right now? Who did it? Who is this third party?
The identity of the third party. The electro hammer gives us a clue. I saw 4 Exosols at the scene yesterday when I went to meet up with Kaito. This morning, when we were trying to get into the hangar, there were 3. The culprit must have used the electro hammer between yesterday afternoon and this morning. There's only one person among us that I think could do that. Well, the only person who didn't have a hammer whenever they went to go confront the Exosols / all the security to get into the hangar was Maki. But she could have just used Kaito's. Because he theoretically had his own hammer, right? But anyway. Easy answers, Maki.
It's you! Maki, you're the third party we're looking for, aren't you?
What? It's Maki?
What are you saying?
Remember what Kokichi said.
But be careful, the electro hammer runs out of battery pretty quickly. So, if you use it against an Exosol, it'll run out of juice with just one shot, got it?
The electro hammer needs to be recharged for 24 hours after it runs out of battery. That hammer was used last afternoon, so it couldn't have been used this morning.
Oh, right. When we were all gathered in the dining hall this morning.
Maki, where's your electro hammer? I don't need it. I'd rather not use a weapon I'm unfamiliar with. This is much better. And I suppose you know best.
Maki was the only one without an electro hammer, wasn't she?
Knowing that, the electro hammer I found could only have belonged to Maki. And that leads me to the conclusion that Maki must be the third party. She also knows how to assemble the crossbow and could have returned it to her lab later.
You brought a different crossbow than the one Kaito had, right?
Maki took 2 arrows and her own crossbow from her lab, disabled the Exosol with an electro hammer, and infiltrated the hangar. Now we just have to figure out what happened after.
I'll kill your logic.
Alright.
Why are you doing this?
What?
Why are you getting in my way?
Getting in your way? Maki, what are you—
Yes, I'm the third party.
Huh?
I admit to going into the hangar with an Exosol, and then shooting the crossbow. I didn't kill anyone. I'm not the culprit! You're right.
Whack! You're so fast!
I used the electro hammer. And I used the Exosol to enter the hangar too. I also shot the crossbow there. However, I am not the culprit. Because the crossbow is not the murder weapon.
And what is?
The crossbow is not the murder weapon? What do you mean?
The arrows left holes in their clothes. Think about the locations of the wounds. They were on his arm and back. An arrow to each of those spots wouldn't result in a fatal injury.
Unless it was poisoned.
That's why the crossbow can't be the murder weapon. Therefore, I'm not the culprit.
I don't want to think Maki's the culprit. I want to believe her, but the way she's scrambling to defend herself
The arrows left holes in their clothes.
is a poison.
Think
Exactly.
about the locations of the wound. They were on his arm and back. An arrow to each of those spots wouldn't result in a fatal injury.
I'll cut through your words. It wouldn't matter where the arrow hit if it were poisoned.
Poison?
I noticed something about the poison in my lab during the investigation. There was just a little less in the bottle than before. If that poison had been applied to those arrows, they would have been lethal, no matter where they connected.
Maki, do you have a rebuttal?
What's the matter? Why don't you say anything?
That also means that one of the bolts wasn't poisoned. So that... Three bolts got hit. If Maki was using a crossbow, it's likely that she wouldn't have missed Kokichi. So then both of Kokichi should have been poisoned. Right? Yeah. And Kaido only got hit once, which means that should have been the non-poison bolt.
Don't tell me. Are you really the culprit?
There's no way she is! 'Cause why would she kill Kaito?
I can't understand if you don't explain anything!
Maki is still fighting.
Huh? Fighting?
Do you remember that Maki said she would do anything to defeat Kokichi? Maki is trying to kill Kokichi in this class trial. She wants to kill the mastermind, a remnant of despair.
Then when Maki said she would sacrifice anything, she meant...
The sacrifice that Maki is talking about must be... all of us?
That's it! She plans to sacrifice all of our lives in order to kill Kokichi.
Sacrifice us?
Then, by hiding the truth, Maki was trying to get us to arrive at the wrong answer. Just to kill Kokichi and the rest of us along with him?
Doesn't that mean that Maki's the culprit?
She knew what happened and tried to hide it from us.
But that mischievous plan was ruined, all thanks to Shuichi here. Too bad, Maki. I already predicted this would happen.
You knew all along that Maki was the culprit. That's why you've been so calm.
You know, talking with your hands gets a lot more dangerous when your hands are 7 feet long.
This isn't over. Maybe we do have the truth now, but this isn't over. We have a choice to make. We don't have to follow where the evidence leads.
Huh?
Huh? What do you mean?
Does this mean you're gonna vote for someone else, even if it's not the truth?
Someone else? You mean vote incorrectly on purpose?
What did you say?
Kaito told me that only I would be able to grasp what lies beyond the truth. That means finding the truth is not enough. We need to grasp the hope just beyond it. So Maki, please tell us the truth. The truth that only you know.
So Kaito said that to you. Then, does that mean you guys made up before he died?
Yeah, when I went to see him yesterday.
I see. Okay, I'll talk about it. Especially since it's my responsibility for involving everyone. Shuichi, you're so persistent. Were you always like that?
I've had a rough time of it here, Maki.
You think so? maybe Kaito's charisma is starting to rub off on me.
That guy could be pretty stubborn.
Then what really happened?
Maki, please tell us.
Please!
And so, Maki began telling the truth. A truth that would leave us all in shock.
Get out of this, Monokuma.
Don't just start narrating things, you're ruining the mood!
Thank you, Himiko.
Well, I guess this turn of events isn't exactly boring either.
Intermission. Save? Yes. Yes, I would like to save. And stream intermission 2. Be back in a bit.